taste for war in his mind is a prison cell. Ain't no doubt about it. The time bombs him taken away. For the fight for his country, to the day they threw him away. They sent him off to a foreign land to fight a war loose with our lives. He went to kill the baby, but he only saw children die. Then one day he came home to a land he didn't recognize. The people were like zombies, with a laugh to slip in their eyes. The American escape. The American escape. The American escape. The American escape. Stop! Fool by fake elections. The puppets with their scripts. They want your freedom for protection. As a life free from their lips. Slaves to electronics. Tracked by microchips. Now they're coming for the guns with the guns sticking from their heads. They sent him off to a foreign land to fight a war loose with their lies. He went to kill the baby, but he only saw children die. Then one day he came home to a land he didn't recognize. The people were like zombies, with a laugh and slick in their eyes. The American escape. The American escape. The American escape. The American escape. I'm waking up from this American dream. My eyes wide open, I don't like what I see. There's a deception in this pyramid scheme. Evil men chop down the liberty tree. Chop it! The American escape! The American escape! The American escape! The American escape! The American escape!
What's happening? Live from the zombie apocalypse, it's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by Fryette Amplification and New York Hardcore Comics. What's happening? Here we go again. Let's have some fun. Good to see everybody from around the world. We got some great guests today. We're going to do it up. There's going to be a lot of moving parts today, but we got a great show. Good stuff happening. While we're here. Any comments anybody has for anybody, please post them up. This is an interactive show. We want to hear from you, especially if you're in another part of the world. We like that a lot. Before we get underway, I want to announce a couple of shows real quick. Let me dig in here. Next show coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Warzone Alumni Reunion Show. Let me get that banner off the screen. Hold on. Boom. Tomorrow is the Warzone Alumni Reunion Show featuring Todd the Kid Hamilton, Brian Goss, Jason Learhoff, Crazy J Skin Vento, and Eric E.K. Comst. So that's tomorrow. Make sure you come through. It's going to be a great show. Lots of great old New York hardcore stories. Also, this Sunday is our A7 Sunday matinee show, like we have every Sunday. And this Sunday is going to be, we got Ryan Bland from Ake, Gary Yasko, and Rob Kabula from Deblo Hammer. Of course, everybody knows that Rob Kabula was also in Agnostic Front, played on Victim in Pain, and he was in Cause for Alarm before that. So we also got Davey Hooligan from Enziguri. So that's going to be a really cool show, A7 Sunday matinee show. And then that brings us into next week. Next week on Wednesday, coming at you from the West Coast, our boys in Downset. We got Ray and Roy from Downset coming up on Wednesday. This should be interesting. You know, we're trying to mix it up a little bit. You know, reach out. We want to get people from all over the country. We're going to get people from all over the world on this show. I know it's the New York Hardcore Chronicles, but we're going to go all over the place. We're going to do a lot of cool shit. We're going to talk to filmmakers. We're going to talk to musicians. We're going to talk to artists. We're going to talk to whoever the fuck I want to. That's kind of what's up. If you don't want it, you're welcome to start your own show. If you don't want to fucking, if you want to do your thing, this is my thing. This is our thing. So let me see. I want to announce here special announcement right now. Let's get crazy. Coming up, I got announced special. I'm gonna announce 2 shows here. This one's coming up whenever the fuck it's coming up. This is Sub-Zero, Friday, May 8th. Sub-Zero's coming on the show. Lou DiBella, Larry Susi, and Richie Cannon. That's going to be a cool show. And then here we go. Get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. This is happening a week from Sunday. We got the godfather of New York hardcore coming on. Mr. Vinny Stigma's coming on the show. He's coming on with his girl, Danielle LePage. She used to be in the band Blood. These are old school New York hardcore people. This is an A7 Sunday matinee show. We got the godfather of hardcore, Vinny Stigma. So there you go. That's what's coming up. We'll see you then. Also, I want to shout out all the Patreons on my page. I started a Patreon page, and I want to shout out a couple people. I want to put up. Let me get the banner. We get the banner rolling here as we talk about this. So I started a Patreon page, and I want to thank my patrons that have stepped up and supported this show and have supported me as an artist. There's $2 tier, $5 tier, and different things unlock on the different tiers. One of the things that I just made available on my Patreon page is the my brother's student film from 1984. It was an Antidote music video, Deadly Rain. It's never been released. No one's ever really seen it since then. I've really held on to it. It's the original Antidote band when I first joined, with Arthur Googie from the Misfits playing drums. It's really interesting. It's 1984. It's a real time capsule. If you sign on to my page, if you become a patron on my Patreon page, as you can see, it's scrolling below, for any tier, $2, $5, $10 tier, whatever, you'll be able to see this video. I have a lot of other great stuff coming up, never before seen video footage, outtakes from my films, photos and stuff like that. I want to shout out some of my patrons: Ann Mays, Andrew Daly, Canio Duman, Brad, kind of like one name thing like Cher, Eric Delasio, Greg Whitbread, John Burry, Jordan Paz, Matthew Gordon, Michael Gibbons from Leeway, stepping up. Thank you, buddy. Mikey Arsenault, Will Shepler from Agnostic Front. How about that? And from The Take, stepped up and is one of my patrons. That's really awesome, and I thank you for that. William Hernandez. These are my patrons. Please come on board, support this show, support what I'm doing. I'm putting a lot of time into it. Let's keep this community going. All right? Enough of that bullshit. All right? Let's keep it moving here. I want to bring on Steven Messina. Let's do picture of the day. Here we go. Brother, what's happening?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Are you? I don't see. It doesn't look like you're in the storage room today.
No, you know what? It was raining today. He had a huge truck, so I was out in the rain all morning, and I'm happily now in a nice warm office on my third cup of coffee. So I'm good. I'm good. Ready for the picture of the day.
Okay, here we go. Let me dig out picture of the day. And listen, we encourage anybody out there. Let's try to figure this out together. All right. So here we go. Picture of the day. Let's find the motherfucker. Picture of the day. Boom. Picture of the day. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Let me see. Well, I think I can pretty much figure this one out.
I know you can.
Anybody have any suggestions? Let's hear it. Well, let's see. Obviously, I see Freddie singing, and I see I mean, it looks like Toby singing as well. There's Mackie, because there's Mackie back there. Nobody played that sideways drum style, which he used to do when he was playing in the Bad Brains. There's Hoya on bass. On the right is Mitz playing guitar. And I don't know who's on the left. I don't know. I don't recognize who that is on the left. But let's take some suggestions here. Yep. Fred, Mackie, Toby, Hoya, Mitz. Fred? Is that the Freddie as in Freddie Madball? Let's see. Tell us who that is playing guitar, Stephen.
Well, on the guitar right there actually is none other than Todd Morse.
There you go.
H2O, and also Juliette Lewis's band, Juliette the Licks. He was in her band as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, and great band. If you've never seen them,
I've seen pictures of you with Juliette Lewis, actually, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
You are. You are. Okay,
I definitely am.
So it seems to be that the public census seems to be that this is Hazen Street, right?
That is correct. Absolutely.
And obviously, this is the Knitting Factory in New York, right?
Yeah, this is the original one over in Leonard Street.
Right.
No longer there.
Right. And what year is this?
This is December of 2006, as a matter of fact.
Right on, right on. Yeah, this Knitting Factory. It was where in 2008 they did that A7 reunion, and that was what brought Antidote back together to do that A7 reunion show in 2008. And then we just kind of started playing again, and we sort of never went away after that. But yeah, that's the same venue that did that.
I used to love that room with all the different floors and everything.
Yep.
And this was a great show. In fact, Jamie Josta's band played, his solo band, and
Sure.
A band called Malas Noches, which was Rob from the band Nine Lives and Black Train Jack. His band played as well. This was a really, really good show.
And you know what? You turned me on to them today, actually, right? And,
yeah.
And what's the singer's name from Nine Lives who was in Black Train Jack?
Rob Vitale. Excellent,
that kid,
singer.
he's got a great voice. That big boy got a great voice.
Yeah, he really stands out. Like they're in hardcore, there's really no one else that sounds like him.
Cool. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for Picture of the Day, and I'm going to keep it moving today. We got a lot of people coming through. Hang in there. We'll catch you. We'll reconvene at the end of the show.
You got it.
Thank you, buddy. There you have it. Stephen Messina, Picture of the Day. Always coming up with great stuff. It's a fun thing to do. We really enjoy it. We're gonna keep that moving. Let's see who else we got. Let's talk to Rat Bones a second. Brother,
what's up? What's up?
What's happening, buddy? How are you?
Shit.
Yeah.
Chilling.
What's the latest? Let's
you want to go right into Toy of the Day? You want to just do my segment when I come on? We'll do Toy of the Day.
Oh, toy! Let's do it, brother. What do you got? Let's see.
I got 3 toys of the day. They're gonna look real quick. You got 2-hour show, guy. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So we got the Frankenstein Buddha from Mucky Chris. I want to push his company. We got Mucky Chris from Mucky Pup that does these real quick.
Chris, Mucky Pup Chris, for those that don't know, this is Chris Mills, who's the singer of Mucky Pup. He was one of the first people to get into this whole 3D printing thing. And he does the conventions, the Chiller Theater convention, all that. He does the whole circuit, and he does all this really cool 3D printing stuff, right?
He's a great guy, man.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
The next one, because you got the Ice Cold Killers on today, we are going with the old school hot rod Tonka. Junk I pick up, but it's cool stuff. I mean,
yeah,
don't see this stuff anymore.
Is that? Let me ask you something. Is that an oldie? Is that like
probably 70s?
Like I can kind of see you turned it over. It's like it's solid, right? It's quality. It's not going to break. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like cast iron. It's like, yeah.
And then I got another one, and I want to tell a quick story about this one to show, like, this stuff comes to people like me. You know, the old school Tonka. But this one, I'm an electrician, and I was doing a place out in Long Island, and this was on the fence. So whoever dug up the pool or whatever they put in the backyard, I found this. So, like, just, you know, and that would have went to the garbage forever. Look at that front end. So, you know, it's kind of American Pickers style. Like, I can't let something like this just go. I can't see it go to waste forever. It's got to be reappreciated.
Hey, somebody's reaching out about that Darth Vader. I had that Darth Vader collector case. Is that two of them behind you?
Yeah. I got to say, the shows are such a great meeting place over there at A7 because I actually had people like bringing me gifts. I traded some shirts or something like that. It was really cool. Like, we got some community going, you know? Our loves can be met. I got the last toy today, and then I'll let you keep going. Rock and roll.
Let's hit me. Hit me.
This is a gem of a toy. Everybody got this for Christmas.
Wow. That's dope.
I think this was 70s, right?
That's dope.
And when you get them in the flea market and they still work,
wow,
old, you know?
That's awesome. I mean, everybody had that. It's like, you know, bunch of red dots, you know.
Awesome.
And wait, if I remember correctly, does that run on a 9-volt battery?
I believe it does. Yes. So there it is.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Cool.
All
right, brother. Thank you.
I'll with you guys in a minute.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Yep.
Take care, buddy. There you have it. Rat Bones Collectibles. Always cool shit coming through. We're starting to get the flow here. We're starting to get the rhythm. The shows are getting better. I'm getting the feel for this. So thanks for hanging in there. There's a little bit of a learning curve on this platform, you know. Another thing we're gonna get rolling here is with DJ Sid the Kid. We're gonna try to talk a little bit about music each day. And here we go. What's happening, bro?
What up, Drew? Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land and Facebook and all that other stuff. How's it going, Drew?
It's good. It's good. Let's jump right to it. You sent me a little something. Let me post it up, and we'll talk about what this is and what it means to you. So let's talk about this a little bit. What is this?
For a lot of people who don't know, this is the band. For a lot of people who grew up into punk, oi, and even hardcore, believe it or not. I mean, so many dudes in the hardcore scene were influenced by this band. Quick thing about it. This album came out in 1983. Razor Records put it out. 10 tracks, top to bottom. There is not a bad song on this album whatsoever. I mean, pretty much you have to take them all. We're coming back. Droogs Don't Run. I mean, it's a very self-explanatory record, guys. If you have not heard it yet, please give it a listen. Even for the first 2 songs, you will get hooked on this record, pretty much. I mean, I grew up on it. Sheesh. I mean, I listened to this record back in '86, I believe. And I've never stopped listening to this band since. And they're a great live band.
Yeah, this is, you know, this is a great record. I love this band too. This record's strong all the way through. You know, they to me, they're really in a lot of ways, they're like an old school pub band, you know? They're like you know, they're almost like not really a punk band. To me, they're like an old school punk pub band, like sweet kind of, you know, but their songs are all anthems and they really get you going, you know?
See, the thing is, Drew, even they go far back as 1974. They were never considered a punk band or anything. They were just a rock band. And how a lot of people today will even kind of pigeonhole them, I still see them as a rock band, but they're so diverse that they reach out to so many other genres within, you know, what we do today. And I've always been appreciative of this band from day one. Yeah,
definitely. Our people are really responding to this. You know, people love this band. You know, anthems. Here you go, Michael Lombardi. Or like anthems, like for sure. You know,
yeah, he's not wrong on this. Like the one thing about this band I can say really quickly before we move on, they're one of the few bands of, like I said, of 4 or 5 different genres that I've listened to from day one that are mainly on anthems, but so many people will just get into it. They get in, like, it's kind of really hard to pinpoint it, but people just go off when they hear these songs, especially from this band.
Absolutely, and here's our boy Steen in Denmark, Heroes to None. One of the best albums ever. So
he's not wrong.
You go. This is England Belongs to Me. Didn't Agnostic Front do sort of a New York Belongs to Me version of this song?
Yes, they did. They did, and they covered that, and I believe Take 'Em All.
Oh yeah, man, that's great. That's cool. All right, cool. So there you go, DJ Sid the Kid.
All right, Drew, thank you for having me on really quickly, and everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep trying to dig up some even more obscure stuff, because seriously, there's so much. It's like a rabbit hole. Once you listen to one thing, you want to keep just going to seeing what else is out there. You'd be surprised what you can find. That was good, Sid. If you can keep if you can keep up this quality, then we have a slot for you on the show, bro. So just the pressure's on me. So what can I say, guys? All right, buddy. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, cheers. All right. DJ Sid the Kid. That was cool. Love that record. Love that fucking band, man. Seriously. Great band. So keeping it moving here. We're gonna bring on our first guests. And I played their video at the beginning of the show. They hail from Long Island, a couple guys that are rich in Long Island history. So let's welcome my friends and yours. This is the Ice Cold Killers. What's up?
What's up?
How are you?
Guys?
Good to see you.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Where are you? In your mother's basement? What's going on?
Yeah, we're in my mother's basement.
No.
Still live with my mommy, you know.
No, really? Don't tell me you're in your mother's basement.
No. We're in the jam spot. It's actually in the house that I own.
Okay.
I own a house, and in the basement we jam. We've been jamming here.
The Bat Cave.
All right. Try to talk loud, because you guys are kind of back a little bit. So yeah, Joe Squared, the two Joes, right? From
Well, what I was thinking was it might be wise to turn the comments on, because we're about to get hammered pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, it's starting to come in. So let's kick it around a little bit. Tell me what's going on with the Ice Cold. First off, I want to say that you know this already. I love your band. You've played the A7 a couple of times. You're a little bit different, you know. And you know, I'm not trying to put a label on anything, but to me, you're really influenced by two of my favorite bands, which is Motorhead and Social Distortion. And there's a little bit of, this is the way I look at it, you know, the Ice Cold Killers is a little bit of Social Distortion, a little bit of Motorhead with some New York hardcore sensibility kind of sprinkled in. Does that make sense?
I would say that it has the chemistry of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but and it's like just like a milkshake of different things, I would say.
Right on. Hey, tell me what's going on. Like, where are you guys at with the band right now since the zombies started walking the earth? And you know, give me the update.
We just got done tracking our next record, Stories from the Grave. Actually, it'll be a year since we started that on May 4th. We
General George at the helm.
General George, yeah. But yeah, we're just doing that, getting that ready. Now that we're just kind of sitting around, I've been writing music. I've been trying to learn how to, you know, do the writing and recording thing through the internet and, you know, and whatnot, just to try to keep busy and keep stuff going so we can start recording again and take another 4 years for our next record.
Yeah, this one will be 3.
Yeah, I mean, this thing sort of really, you know, really kind of put things on hold, and it was like it was kind of crazy. Joe the Mouth. Where did Joe the Mouth? How'd you get that moniker?
Rocco from the Rumblers Call Club. I used to do the merch for the Rumblers, and he used to call me a carnival barker because I would scream for people from across the lot. Keep this shirt. I got your size. Oh, you know. So he just says, "You Joe the Mouth," and it's stuck, and here you have it.
Hey, for those that may not know, because we have a lot of people around the world that watch the show, what is the Rumblers? Give me a little take on that.
It's a hot mess. Now, it's a pre-64 custom hot rod club. We got members from all around the world. We started out at a hardcore scene. Squirm and Roger started the club, I believe, in '94. My cousin used to be a member, with roots in hardcore and shit. It's a good time for everybody's family. We get together, we have fun. We have the car show underneath the BQE every year until it got shut down. And I think 2012, the cops came and just shut it down. There was they didn't like it being too big.
It just got bigger and bigger, huh?
Oh, it was huge. It started out a little thing with a bunch, a couple of people, but when it was all said and done, that was one of the last few years. When it was all said and done, man, it was huge. Underneath 2 bays under the bridge.
That's underneath that picture right there is under the BQE, right?
Metropolitan and Meeker Avenue exit. We used to get off that, and when you would come down to the bottom at the light, you would just see heaven. All hot rods and customs. It's a great time. It's coming back. Started doing it again 2 years ago. I'm a member. Right. I'm a Nomad now. I used to be a New York member. Now I'm in the Nomads because I'm moving soon too. And Terryville, Connecticut, every year, June 28th this year is a good time out in the rumble in the country. It's a great time. If you like cars and good times, you come out the night before with the family and camp. It's a blast. Good.
That's a good thing. I have another picture here. I love this picture. I want to put it up. I think you know what I'm going for here. Now, this photo here. This is now. I didn't know this, but apparently that is you wearing the suit, and that is your cousin Anthony Cominal, who sings for Killing Time. So you guys are related, huh?
Yeah, he's my cousin / big brother. He got me into this. I used to watch Gilligan's Revenge rehearse in my aunt's basement every weekend. And I just, when he would be on the road with them, I'd stay in his room. It was like vacation at my aunt's house. She had the pool too. And I would just go through his records. I'd pull out an album and like the cover. I mean, that's how I got into every Black Sabbath, Murphy's Law, everything, man. Just pulling out albums, looking at the cover and go, oh shit. It was fun. Ernie made me want to play the drums. I used to watch him and just be like, oh my God. And when they weren't around, I used to, not touch his drums.
He used to put his nuts on his kid.
Nah, it wasn't stepbrother shit, but I used to play his drums all the time when I wasn't supposed to. And yeah, it was
now this photo here is at the A7 show. The A7 show that we did, one of the first, I think it was like the 4th or 5th, and I got these guys to do a Gilligan's Revenge reunion, right?
Yes, and that was great.
Yeah, you were excited about that, huh?
Yeah, they were so good too. They killed it. Then they played that one other show with Sick of F.
Out in Long Island, right?
No, it was in Queens at the what's that place in Queens?
Oh, Blackthorn?
I don't really care for that place, but that was it.
Yeah, that place isn't. That place has some issues, Yeah.
I went down. AF played. I was meeting up with the guys, and I went down at the end of the show to meet up because all the Rumblers were in town for the Rumbler show, and I walk in and the guy's like $25. I was like, it's the end of the night. The agnostic front's already on. He's like $25. I said, are you fucking kidding me? And I left. Waited outside for everybody.
Well, I'll tell you a little something. That was probably Nicky Camp, right? And Nicky Camp, goes way back in the New York rock scene. He was involved with the Cat Club, the Limelight. He goes way back, old school New York promoter, and he's not from the hardcore scene. And that place out there, Blackthorn, the bands go on really, really late at night. Because he wants to keep the place open every possible hour so people are drinking and they can make money. And it's a little different, it's not the most well-loved place,
I do know.
Yeah. Let me put up another shot here real quick and talk about that. So this this is the band. This is the whole band, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's
Yep,
the gang. Who else is in the band?
We got Mike Margione. He plays lead guitar. Matt LaGrady. He also plays lead guitar. They both play. They're two very different styles, and they work so well together. And it like that's what gives us that different sound, is that they're both different players, you know. And like we couldn't do it without one or the other. You know what I mean? So basically, this lineup of the band is probably, you know, it's my favorite, and this will probably be what it is until, you know, hopefully till it's through, you know.
Yeah, it's a good balance. It's a couple different things. It's cool, you know.
Let me just answer Nikki. Yeah, I'm good friends with Brian. I know him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we got, you know, of course, this stuff is turning up now, you know. Nicky Camp was a douche, especially around the bar in Queens, the Raw. Here's another one. Nicky Camp equals prick. You know, you know. And then there's this whole thing, where the fuck did that go? Oh, I'm sorry. The whole pay to play thing, you know, people get a hair up their ass about the whole pay to play thing, you know.
Bullshit.
So, you know.
Man, pays to play. They don't know. They just obviously don't know any better.
That's the promoters not want to do their job.
Yeah, promoters
That's what I
need to
feel.
do their job.
Well, listen, you know, we could spend some time talking about the pay to play thing, to be honest with you, because, you know, not that I want to, you know, but now that I'm doing shows, I kind of figured out, you know, with the A7 how to circumvent all that. But, you know, I've heard the other side of it, and I understand the other side of it, you know, which is, you know, bands think once they get the fucking show, you know, the red carpet's supposed to be rolled out for them, and they don't need to do anything, and, you know, that's it. And I think, you know, I've heard Nicky Camp's side of the story, which is basically, you know, I'm tired of giving you know, gigs to bands that draw absolutely no one. They do nothing to promote the show, and they draw no one. And then they come in and think that, you know, they deserve this, and this. And
Green
you know,
M&Ms.
what's that?
Green M&Ms, please.
My
yeah,
take
right.
Is that basically, you know, what I see is a lot of these promoters, they work off of these young, naive bands that want to play with their favorite bands. So they got to pay like $300 or whatever for these tickets, whether they sell them or not. And they think they're going to play, but really they're going on as the people are walking in. You know what I mean? And, you know, people come late. I get that. I understand. But, you know, it's definitely sold to these young bands as something different. That's my take. Never in years, but, you know, that's what I see from it, you know?
Yeah. You know, like I said, I kind of understand both ends of it. You know what I mean? Doing like what I've been doing at the A7, I see kind of both ends of it. And the bands that play the A7 are bands that fucking hustle. And I tell bands, if you're not gonna fucking hustle, then, you know, get the fuck out of here.
Stay home.
You know, right?
Absolutely.
We should do pay to play, but it's a free show anyway.
Bro, I fought, and we figured out how to make it free. You know, it's like, and you know what? It turned out to be a home run. Make it free.
Every show was a good time. I bring my kids that one time. They were dying. Like, Dad, it's like a bouncy house rattles in here.
Yeah, it's a good time. And as soon as the dust settles, and as soon as we wipe the scourge of the zombies off the earth, you guys, because we love you guys, and we consider you guys an A7 band, really.
Oh yeah, we're honored, and you know what, we consider you guys all family too. I think what you have going on there is amazing. You know, all these young kids, they come out there. Oh, it's like a built-in crowd. You know, they're all into it. They got the vibe. You know, and it's a great time. You know, what you're doing is really special. I got
a good one here. Another good one here for you. Before here we go. What's up? A7 represent right here, right?
Amen.
You know, Joe banging it out right in front of our beloved A7, our beloved A7 plaque. You know.
Oh, it's an honor to play in front of that thing. You know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good stuff, and you know, the room just is so rich in history. You know, we call it the magic room. You know, and it really is. You know, it really is. So, hey, thanks a million, you guys. You know, hang out. I'll bring you back in, you know, towards the end of the show. I'm going to keep it moving, you know. You're right. Don't stay in the basement. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, there you go. The Ice Cold Killers from Long Island, New York. Love those guys. Love that band. Once again, it's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by Fryette Amplification and New York Hardcore Comics. So let me run a Fryette banner here, and here you go, the Fryette banner. That's sort of also. I got to shout out my patrons that are supporting me on my Patreon page. Got a Patreon page going. Need your support. It's $2. There's different tiers: $2, $5, $10. There's a tier where you take my New York City cinematic and music walking tour. There's another tier where we do the New York Hardcore Chronicles 10 questions starring you. And there's another tier where you come on the show. But I'm going to be constantly releasing never before seen footage and photos and excerpts from my films. This morning, for the first time in 35 years, I put up Antidote Deadly Rain, which was a student film that my brother did. And it has Antidote circa 1984 with me and Nunzio and Googie, who just left the Misfits. And it's really, really, it's a slice. It's a time capsule. It is wild. Antidote 1984 hasn't been seen. So please come on onto the Patreon page. You know, $2, you know, whatever. But it's important. Just contribute and be a part of this thing and support this thing. We would appreciate it. So that said, let's keep it moving. I want to introduce my next guest and keep it schmovin'. Our next guest hails from Brooklyn, New York. He is the guitar player in Candiria. He also owns, I'm not sure, Rising Pulse Records. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my friend and yours, Mr. John LaMacchia. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
Good. Let's see. So let's jump into a little bit. I want to play. You got some new stuff happening. We'll talk a little bit about the old stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a little gear today about the kind of amps you're using and what's going on with that. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. First off, what's up with Candiria these days?
Nothing much. I mean, besides what's happening in the world, the pandemic. Well, I guess about a year ago or so, both my drummer and my guitar player Julio and my drummer Dan, they both relatively close to the same time had started a family. So that kind of put things, on hold a little bit. So, it just put me, Carly, and Mike in sort of a holding pattern, and we just started thinking about things, and then, people started drifting off and doing their own thing. Other than that, there was a little bit of music, floating around, and there's nothing I can tell you that's like concrete. So right now, everybody's just doing their own thing, really. So kind of in a holding pattern.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, but you guys have been in holding patterns before. I mean, you're kind of a band that's gone into like 4 or 5 holding patterns through the years, right?
Absolutely, man. There was a time, I think there was a 10-year sort of break, 9 or 10-year break from two albums and touring cycles. So, look, the cool thing is that we were able to come back and people came out to see us, and we would get, big tours and get asked to do big shows. And so it's really cool. It's a gift, man. It really is a gift. When you have music in your life like that, and you were part of something that people consider, important in some way, it really is a gift. And we are so appreciative. You know.
Listen, bro. I can relate to that. You know, Antidote doesn't play often. You know, but when we do, it's really nice that people come out and you know, really get involved and get crazy. And you know, we have a saying. We have a saying. We don't play often, but when we do, we make it count. You know.
Dude, you just played with Mr. Bungle. That's insane.
Well, like I said, we play once in a while, and we try to make it count. You know, we're going to jump around a little bit. We're going to get to your new stuff. We'll talk here, but you know, one of the things I wanted to bring up, which is a real incredible kind of rock and roll type of thing, that on September 9th, 2002, Candiria was in a serious accident near Cleveland, Ohio, while driving their touring van. A tractor trailer rear-ended the band's equipment trailer, which then caused the van to flip over several times, eventually landing on its roof. 4 members of the band were ejected from the vehicle, and all members plus their driver were hospitalized for serious injuries. Candiria then went through a long and painful recovery period. And I remember when that happened, it was horrifying. It's really like a rock and roll band's worst nightmare.
Sure, it is. Well, it was. It actually happened right outside of Buffalo. We were on our way to Cleveland. We played at Northern Lights in Albany, or right outside of Albany, and it was an overnight drive to Cleveland. And I don't know how exactly. I think it was 9 a.m. That's like the hour was 9 a.m. And for some reason, the driver in this tractor trailer fell asleep behind the wheel and basically drove right through us. We luckily, fortunately, we had a trailer attached to the van that right here. If we didn't have the trailer, we would not exist. I mean, there's no way we would survive. It's a miracle that I survived that. I was in the back seat, closest to, like, I was laying down. That window, that back window right there, that was my spot, and I was like laying down because it was a conversion van. And we were hit, and it basically knocked me unconscious immediately. And I went head first out that window eventually. And I was even I had a seatbelt on, and it just like sucked me right. The intensity of the violent energy just sucked me right out the window. And I think might have been for the best, because I think if I would have stayed in there loose from the seatbelt, I might not have made it. Wow. It's a miracle that any of us are alive. To me, it's a miracle. It's just like, I can't even imagine how anyone could be alive in that front passenger seat. It's just a miracle to me.
And then you guys turned around and made the picture the cover of your next record, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, it made sense because we were in the middle of, like, we had just gotten picked up by we just signed basically a major deal. We were given our own record label. We were just given a subsidiary. We were given control of an X amount of dollars a year, and it was like a dream for us. And then this happened, and they basically dropped the band. They shelved the band because they were like, well, this band will never be the same. So we had to figure out what to do. And no label would pick us up. Roadrunner knocked on their door. They were like, nah. I think everybody was thinking the same thing. They were thinking like, there's no way these guys are going to come back and be the same band, because this is just too crazy, too much suffering, too much. Their injuries are just too much. They're not going to want to be in a van anymore, which was totally true. We did not want to get back into a van.
Fuck no.
So we did tour in an RV, which in hindsight, I think if we would have gotten in an accident in an RV, it probably would have been worse. There's all pots and pans and like pieces of wood and like kitchen cabinets, like beds flying everywhere like crazy.
That's, and let me put up a more recent photo. And we'll actually, this is I just saw you guys. I saw you guys play here. This is our boy. This is a Steven Messina photo, our boy, and this is from the Warped Tour, like the last Warped Tour, right?
Not the last one. We did 2017.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
believe there was one in 2018, and then they did a short one in 2019.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, and I came and saw you guys play up in Connecticut.
Yeah, I remember
and,
that.
Yeah, so you guys do it. So, and it was really great to see you guys, out there and playing, and yeah.
It felt good, man. I mean, Warped Tour was a crazy experience. I'll get into details if you want about it. It was a really tough tour for us because we had some major problems right away in the first week. We just we went through 3 tour buses in the first week. Us and the band we were sharing the bus with. We really had some major problems, and we just major bus problems. We had no AC in the bus. The bus kept breaking down. The AC kept breaking down. I mean, we started the Warped Tour in basically in the desert. So it was just a really, really tough first week. Eventually, though, here's the silver lining. We wound up with one of Willie Nelson's tour buses. And
of course you did. And it stunk like pot, right?
It was amazing, man. It had like faux alligator skin seats, and it had like mirrors all over the ceiling, and it was just really pimped out. And it was an Eagle, which are like after touring in this thing, you start to have an appreciation for tour buses in general and the way they're built and the way they run. And I did some research on it, and he collected these things. He had like a fleet of these fucking things. He collected Eagles, man, and you can look it up. He had so many of them.
Willie
and apparently,
Nelson?
Willie Nelson, he had a fleet of these. Yeah, crazy. And apparently the one we were on was it was called the Last Eagle, and I don't know for sure, but it may have been the very last one that he purchased. I don't know, but it was called the Last Eagle, and it was a beauty, man. And it ran great, and we had a great driver for it, and we had AC, which I mean, like, look, I loved Warped Tour. I loved playing it. I cannot imagine going to Warped Tour and enduring the day as a fan. Like, I can't. How do you stay in the sun? The sun is just like beating down on you, man. You gotta love the sun. You gotta love the sun.
I went that day and it was fucking brutal. I think I was with my kid that day, and it was like you just sort of. I'm not a big sun person, so I would run from shade to shade. Yeah, I'd go from your bus to Sycamores bus to.
Oh yeah, man.
God, I hate the sun.
Hard, man. It was a tough tour, man. Our merch guy, this guy Pat, who was a veteran, this guy toured with everyone from Killswitch and Gate. I mean, you name the band, this guy's toured with them. And in the very beginning of the tour, because he didn't have any sort of way to cool down when he was done with a 10-hour merch day in the sun, he would come and take breaks in the bus, but there was no AC. He couldn't cool his body temperature down. The dude had 3 heat strokes. I mean, he wound up in the hospital, dude, and he wound up he had to leave the tour. The doctor was like, if you continue this, you're going to die. So he just left the fight. He was like, guys, I'm so sorry. We're like, bro, just go, man.
I'm tapping out, man. I'm out.
He tapped out.
Hey, I want to bring a friend of ours on.
Sure.
And talk a little bit, talk a little gear stuff.
Sure.
I want to introduce a good friend of mine. I've known him my whole adult life. He played bass with me in Antidote. He created the Sans Amp bass driver, and he's now a part of the Fryette family and Sound City amplification, which is an amp that you're involved with. So we know him as Zum. And but these days he is Neil Zum Osberg, and here he is. What's up, bro?
Hey everybody. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too, man.
Good to see you, man. What's happening? Everything? Were you out in Long Island?
Yep, Sag Harbor, chilling out.
All right.
My kids hanging in there, making the best of technology. Yeah, it's good, and I got a little setup here, and make music out here. Got some guitars. It's good.
Cool. Nice. Let's talk a little bit. Let me put this picture up here, and let's talk a little bit, just real quick. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a little bit, and Neil, maybe you want to explain, what this is, what this head is, and what's going on here.
Sure. So in 2017, during the Warped Tour, John and Candiria were one of the first bands to tour with Sound City amps. It was also Luis Maldonado from Train and a few people, and we relaunched the Sound City brand, which is an old British brand. Hendrix and the Who use them, and a lot of other bands, T-Rex, and a lot of cool bands. And so Sound City and Fryette amps were both made in the same shop in Southern California. It's a small group, about a half a dozen of us that build these amps and design and build these amps. And so this tour was a great testing ground. So this amp, I was getting texts from John on the road going, dude, the amp goes from the stage when it's cranked up into a non-air conditioned panel truck in the 95, 100-degree heat. These things going to melt. And I was like, don't worry about it. And the amps made the tour, and it sounded great. And John's been using this stuff, and it's always great to work with an artist like John because it's so interesting because with Candiria, he's switching gears. You know how it goes from like a jazz section, hip hop section, or metal section, all these kinds of different kinds of sounds and textures. And it was a great, challenge and a cool thing to be able to work with John on that tour.
Yeah, it was great, and it was a fantastic amp to play through every single day. I mean, honestly, I really looked forward to getting on stage, and just it just has such a great tone. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Was no matter what I did with it, if I was playing a clean part, if I was running a distortion pedal through it, any kind of, it really, really sounds great with effects. It sounds great clean. It's just a beautiful, diverse, powerful, incredible amplifier. Really can't say enough about it.
Awesome.
And just what we're going through now is obviously things are shut down. Things are shut down. In the whole entire country, and our small staff really relies on whatever income we can get as we can get it. And so right now, like the Sound City amps and the Fryette amps are available on American Musical Supply. They're still shipping. And also you can go to the websites soundcityamp.com and Fryette.com. And we're just trying to keep everybody employed and keep everything going through all of this, and everyone's pitching in as they can and working remotely, and people are building circuit boards at home and stuff during this time. So we really appreciate all the staff's commitment to keeping everything going.
For those that are wondering, here's a shot of Zum playing bass with Antidote, ripping it up at the Black and Blue Bowl
Nice.
a couple years ago. So
Awesome.
Zum was with us in Antidote for a long time, and
let's see, 1988 to 2016 or something.
Listen, bro, you got out. God bless you, bro. I wish I could get out. You got out, bro.
Hey, there's nothing like you just it's that first 30 seconds when the place explodes. What a rush.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Hey, man, you have to come back on. Next week we have Downset, and we have Roy, and he plays the Fryette gear as well. So listen, we got to do like a little. You have to come on often, do a little a gear talk segment with Zum. So thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, great. See you guys. Stay safe.
See ya.
I'll be good, buddy.
That's my boy right there, man.
Good people right there, man.
That's my fucking boy. And I've known him my whole adult life, and I love him, and he's a good friend, and he's glad he could be a part of it, and he's supporting the show, and we really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's talk about what you got going on now. I want to play a little bit of some of your new project. It's very different, and let's listen in. Let me play a little video. Video. Video kill the radio star. All right, here we go. So. I didn't want to turn it off. I was digging it, you know?
I'm glad you dig it, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You know, man, it's the kind of thing that I've put it up a couple times, you know, since you gave it to me. And it's really growing on me. It's really different. And you know, we've talked about this a couple of times. And one of the things that you do as an artist is you take chances.
Sure, man.
And look, I respect that, and I like that, man. You know, it's like I like when people, you know, push the boundaries and do different things, because I try to. You know what I mean? Tell me a little bit about that project and you know what's going on with it.
The project is called Spila Copa. It's been a project that I've been working with for I can't even remember how long. It started out as a solo project, and I've been recording music under that moniker for a very long time. In 2005, I left Candiria for a short period of time. This is a few years after the accident. Greg Pucciato from the Dillinger Escape Plan became a really good friend over the years of touring together. And we had a conversation, and he wanted to check out what I was working on, and that's what I was doing. And he was like, let's make some music together. So he kind of came into the fold. Then shortly after, my friend Jeff Kashid from ISIS, the band, he was moving to Queens, and he was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know, it was just like, everybody was like, I'm around, I'll play. So you know how it is, man. So Jeff signed on, and then Julie Christmas, who became a really good friend of mine, who I met at an ISIS show with opening up for Tool. And we met, and she's a Brooklyn native, and I just never knew who she was. I didn't know anything about her. And then when I heard her band at the time, Made Out of Babies, I was completely blown away. And I basically, I must have asked her, like, she must have said no like 5 times before she said yes. She's like, all right, already. I'll sing on a song.
Is this a band that plays live?
We've never played live. It's actually, I've done 2 live performances solo, and it was both times it was opening up. One time I opened up for the Dillinger Escape Plan, and then one time I opened up for a Dillinger Escape Plan side project with Chris Penny and Ben Weinman at North 6, and I think Dave Curran from Unsane did sound that day. So that's weird, man. But anyway, long story short, that was years ago, and since then I've had other collaborators get involved, and it's been a long time since the early stuff came out with Greg and those guys. And right now, the current collaborators I'm working with is the girl in the video. Her name is Sabrina Ellie. She's a very talented singer and a great songwriter. Frank Godlove, who owns Metal Injection, the website.
Right.
And Michael MacGyver from Candiria is actually, he's one of my best friends, and he's like family to me. And he's always just like, yeah, sure, whatever. What are we doing now? You know?
Hey, look, Mike. Mike MacGyver goes back. I've known him a long time, and he played in Marauder at a certain point, and he's a fucking great bass player.
He is. He's fantastic. He played in Marauder, Madball, Poison the Well. I mean,
right.
I mean, he's an incredible guy. He has this like incredible mind for like retaining information. So if you needed a guy to learn 20 songs in like a week or like a few days, and like, dude, this is what we need, he'd be like, all right, I got it. I think I can do that. So
they're out there. I could never understand it.
I know.
It's amazing that there are people like that. Zum is another one. Some people just are have an ear for it, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And some of us just have a big mouth, and that's how we ended up singing in a band.
True.
But yeah, listen, like I said, it's great that you're doing different stuff, and it's great that you're out there, and you're pushing it. If anybody out there has any questions, please, a question for John, please post it up. We're going to start to head down the home stretch here. Let me shout out my sponsors a second, John, and we'll bring you right back. Yo, it's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by Fryette Amplification and New York Hardcore Comics. Support me on Patreon. Come be a patron. Thank you, and good night.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Let's see. My first hardcore show was Brooklyn Fest at the Temple in Bensonhurst.
Oh, yeah.
August 2001. Does John remember that show? It was with Backslap, Locked in a Vacancy, Word Inferno Friendship Society. Do you remember such a thing?
I do. I mean, I live like 3/4 of a mile from the Temple. Actually, probably a half a mile right now. Ryan, what's up? Holy crap, man. What's up, Ryan Bland.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about New York Hardcore Underground alum right here, man.
Yo, we love this dude, and he's from Brooklyn.
And he's a great singer. He's in great bands. He always has been. But I do remember the Temple. I think Candiria's played there. I'm not sure if we played that show. I may have been at that show. Sounds like I may have been there. You're saying I was. Look, I'll say this: if you said I was at the Temple,
then I was there. How about from our friend Ryan from Ake, who is going to be on the show on Ryan from Ake, along with other A7 regulars, will be on the show.
Oddly, I put out Rising Pulse Records. Put out the first Ake record, Fade Away.
Cool.
Really great, really cool fucking hardcore punk crossover record. I love it.
Right on. Yeah, so this Sunday is an A7 Sunday matinee show with Ryan from Ake and Gary and Rob Kabula from Deblo Hammer and Davey Hooligan. So make sure you motherfuckers are tuning in for that. Do you have a favorite Candiria album? Mine is The Process of Self-Development, then Beyond Reasonable Doubt. It's always tough when you ask somebody like, yo, what's your band's favorite record?
Yeah, it does. It's a tough one because, it's all about like experience. What was the conditions like? Was it a fun record to make? Were you in a good state of mind? All of these things matter. But I would have to say, I think that my favorites are Beyond Reasonable Doubt was when I joined the band. And there's just something really special about that album to me. I think the band really hit on something really, really important there as far as just like, look, I joined the band when that album came out. I wasn't in the band for the first album. So I was literally, my old band was playing shows with those guys. So I was kind of a fan, I was into the band. We were friends and I was really digging what they were doing. It was really interesting to me. So Beyond Reasonable Doubt is when I joined the band and those memories. As a matter of fact, I sent you a picture of when I joined the band, and that's touring on Beyond Reasonable Doubt. I don't know if you can show that. It's a really awesome photo because I'm wearing some really interesting shit. I didn't come from on my end. And the most recent one we did really, really strikes a chord with me. It's called While They Were Sleeping. And I think there's just some really incredible incredible collaboration there. I think Carly really came up big. He came up with this concept of this lyrical concept of this. It kind of reads like a graphic novel to me. And it was a really great experience and a really great challenge. So I really do love those two albums. I'd say those are my two favorites. Thanks.
Fantastic. Here's another question, and then we're gonna bring some of our people in, and we'll head it down the home stretch. This is from Gary Yasko, who plays in Dead Blow Hammer. John, I saw you play Maxwell's in Hoboken, and you used a small tweed amp. Yeah. Do you often change your sound gear according to the venue?
No, I often change my sound gear according to the size of the vehicle we're traveling to said venue. That tiny little tweed 212 cabinet was, if my memory serves me correctly, we were just kind of playing shows again. And we didn't have like set gear. This is before Sound City stepped in. And I was using a makeshift kind of weird. It wasn't actually bad. It was a really cool sounding thing. It was an old Fender Bassman through this custom 212 Fender Tweed, custom 212 cabinet with, I think, vintage 30s, Celestion vintage 30s in it that my friend Josh Lozano, who is another old school New Yorker who knows Ryan, who knows all the hardcore dudes. He worked at CB's for 10 years. You have to know him, Drew. But anyway, he made that for me. I don't know why he made it for me. He's just a really sweet guy. He just made it for me one day. So that's the story there.
Cool. Hey, I want to bring in Ice Cold Killers again. What's happening, fellas?
What up, dude?
You still there? You're still there in the basement?
We are still here. Asleep. We're talking about life, you know.
Hey, at least you guys have a good bunker, you know, like in case it should go down, right? You guys, you could hole up in the bunker with the gear and everything, right?
Ask anyone who knows me for real, and you'll find out plenty.
Hey, I want to.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes, please.
Worm is texting me and yelling at me. I got the wrong date for the Rumbler show in Terryville. It's actually the 27th, not the 28th. And Steven was talking about Malos Noches before. Oh, of June 27th. Bob Eats, man, one of the best singers to ever do it. He sang for 9 Lives and Malos Noches, but it's not Rob Vitale. It's Bob Eats, and I love him so much. I actually filled for 9 Lives for a little while.
Wait, you know what? Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold the presses. Whoa. Oh, what's up?
Holy shit.
Is that it?
There you go.
Wow. Continental.
What? So tell us what's going on here, buddy.
Well, he asked me if I could fill in for them, and I said sure. He said learn the songs for me. I said okay. Then one day he called me up and said, "You coming to the show tonight at the Continental?" And I said yeah. He said, "Bring your gear." I said, "Wait, what?" He said, "Bring your gear." I said, "I never even played with you guys." He goes, "You know the CD, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, you're probably not gonna have to do it anyway, but just in case." I got to that show. I'm walking down, and he's walking towards me. I said, "Don't even tell me." He goes, "You got your gear?" I said, "Yeah." Throw me right in the fire. I got on stage and played with them. It was one of the funnest nights of my life.
Awesome. This is the kid that sang for Black Train Jack.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Black Train Jack, 9 Lives, and Malos Noches.
He's got a nice voice.
He's got a voice. Listen to that song "Blue" on The Fugitive. He's just amazing. And
also, when a lot of the times when I come out to Amityville Music Hall, I see him out there. So he's a Long Island guy, right?
He is a Long Island guy.
Yeah.
Long Island, Spanish Harlem, Long Island. It's Bob Eats.
Yep. Yeah, and that you know, this a little New York history trivia. The Continental was knocked down recently. I mean, the Continental's been closed a while, but recently it's been totally knocked down, and you know,
you know what, it's going to wind up there, unfortunately.
Yeah, an NYU dorm.
Some bullshit like that.
No, I could tell you it's gonna. I could tell you what's gonna end up there because it's actually part of my New York walking tour, and you know, which some of my patrons out there, patrons to the show, one of the tiers is my walking tour, and we walk down St. Mark's, which is very rich in history, in New York hardcore history, but all those small buildings on the corner of St. Mark's and 3rd Avenue have been torn down. NYU bought all that, and they're going to build, you know, another glass monstrosity. And sadly, this has been going on for years. St. Mark's is just really just, you know, lost any semblance of you know, of what it used to be. And, you know, it wasn't too long ago that St. Mark's Comics closed. And that was an incredible blow. Yeah, that was a bummer. You know what? You know who? Hey, Rat Bones.
Yeah.
Yo, St. Mark's Comics closed, bro.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Isn't that fucked?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
Terrible, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's. But
We missed the old New York. Right?
Forbidden Planet's still there.
Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet.
Yep.
Long time ago, when I would come to the city, Forbidden Planet was like you got to go to Forbidden Planet.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging from the ceiling and everything. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
Where?
Thank you for not selling dirt.
Rat Bones, we were talking. Well, hold on, Rat Bones. We were talking about how one of the things we love about you is that 1 week the band will come through the A7 and you know, give you a shirt and a CD, and then the next week it'll be on the table being sold, and that's sort of the beauty of it, isn't it?
I'd really like to redistribute it to everyone. You know, it's like the kids that are coming up now, they really want to learn about this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool. It's like really organic what you got going over there. That's why I love it. It's like it's the original people giving it back to this new generation, and it's really special, you know?
Yeah, and you're sort of like the regurgitation machine in a lot of ways for this whole thing, you know?
For this stuff, and I mean, not for nothing, people give me the stuff. I mean, Rob Kabul is coming on. He gave me a pile of 7 inches. He's like, I know these will get into the right hands, you know, and that's what it's really all about. You know?
And I bought phones was Def Leppard High and Dry import with me and my.
Yeah, well, I got something for the old and the young.
I was psyched. That song forever, man.
Yeah, no, Rat Bones comes up with a lot of eclectic. I'm fortunate because for the A7 shows, I'm kind of the first one in there, and as soon as he lays the stuff out, I get to see stuff, and I'm still driving a car that has a CD player. So I'm always on the lookout for something, something unique and something crazy. And Rat Bones never disappoints.
I think all hardcore guys hold on to stuff, we like our relic collectors,
Yeah.
The horrors.
I know the goods when I see it.
Absolutely. Hey, I got to wind it down here. I want to thank John for coming on the show. I wish you all the best with your endeavors.
Thank you, my friend.
The Ice Gold Killers, we love you guys. We're going to see you back at the A7 soon. Sooner or later, we will wipe the zombies off the face of the planet Earth, and we will start doing rock and roll shows again.
Yes.
All right, we got to go to the Killing Time show.
Yeah, I know. That Killing Time show really stung, man, because it was really going to be epic. But, I don't know what's going to happen, how we're going to pick it back up, if we're going to, try to pick it up where we left off, or probably not. We'll probably just have to, reinvent the wheel a little bit and shuffle the deck, depending on, who's available and all that. But, either way, I know there's a lot of support out there for the A7 shows, and we really appreciate that. And listen, when it gets up and running, we'll all be out there again. So thanks for coming by, you guys, and I wish you the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, man.
Well, you stick with me, Rat Bones. Hey, Sid.
Yo.
Steven, what's happening?
I just join.
Hold on. Let's see what's going on with Steven. Where are you, buddy?
What's up?
Where are you now?
I am just getting ready to punch out. I'm punching out in about 5 minutes.
Is that the train yard behind you?
Yeah.
Whoa. Nice. Love it, man. Steven Messina out there keeping it real.
Man on the street. We got it.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. So tomorrow, we got a great show tomorrow, fellas. Tomorrow we have this. Tomorrow is this. Boom. We got the Warzone alumni reunion show tomorrow, and I'm going to be up late tonight doing my homework because there's a lot here, and I got to do a lot of homework tonight for this. Real excited about this. Warzone is a beloved New York hardcore band. Rest in peace, Rabies, Todd Youth, Vinny Value, and this is going to really be a fun, huh, fellas?
Yeah.
Yep. Listen, I gotta go punch out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, go punch out, man. We'll see you later. This motherfucker's on my show making money at the same time.
Hey, he's a hustler. What can we say?
I don't hate the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game, right?
He's essential.
Seriously, that's it. So, all right, fellas, let's talk later. And tomorrow we got a great show, and we'll pick it up then. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Joe. And everybody, be safe out there.
Hey, and Sid, dig up some music for tomorrow. That was cool.
Oh, definitely. I got a couple of things we'll talk later about. And I'll shoot after the thing.
All right, I'll see you later, Sid. That was fun. That was great. Like, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll pick it back up.
All right, later, everyone.
Woo! Another show in the can. Thanks a lot for stopping by, everybody. We have a great show tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for the sponsors. Thanks to everybody around the world. Really appreciate it. Thanks for making the show a success. And I'll talk to you soon. Good night.